The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I want to tell you a tremendous story. I was speaking to Rav Eitan Feiner from the White Shul in Far Rockaway, and we were sharing Varts, and he said that he was sitting last week with a Yid, Moshe Freer, who is from Russia, who went to Russia to help people. And Moshe told him a story. He said this happened last week. And he said he was in Russia, and he got a phone call 2 years ago from Dimitri. And you know, this Yid, he helped with brisos, with circumcisions, with Chaver Kadisha, with burials and weddings. He was very involved in helping all the Russian Yidden. And Dimitri calls and says, "Rabbi, I need the Chaver Kadisha." He says, "Dimitri, what happened? Someone die?" He said, "Yes, me." He said, "You? I'm talking to you." He says, "Yeah." He says, "After I hang up the phone, I'm done. I'm finishing off my life." He says, "Wait, don't do that. I'm going to come. Wait, let me drive out there." So he drove 2 hours. He goes to Dimitri. He says, "Dimitri, what's going on?" Dimitri's 85. He said, "Rabbi, 75 years ago, I was 10 years old, my father called me over. He was a Torah observant Jew. He said, 'Dimitri, the communists are coming. There's going to be communism in Russia.' And I was a little boy, I didn't understand what that meant. And he said, 'That means you're not going to be able to fulfill the mitzvahs between you and Hashem. A lulav, a matzah, a menorah, tefillin, tzitzis. But you know what you will be able to do, Dimitri? You'll be able to fulfill between you and your fellow man. And I want you to promise me that you fulfill it to the optimal level and never hurt another person's feelings.' And I said, 'Papa, I'll do it.' I found out, I went to the doctor, Dimitri said, that I have dementia. And I realized I was going through life, is there anyone I might have hurt? I couldn't think of anyone for sure that I hurt, but I came out, there's 3 people I might have hurt in my whole life. And I sent them letters asking them to please forgive me. And 2 of them sent a letter back right away saying I'm forgiven. And finally yesterday, the last letter came, he forgives me. There's no one in my life who I hurt. But now that I have dementia, it could be I'm going to lose control of my faculties on my mind and I'm going to end up hurting people. And I promised my father I wouldn't, and it's been 73 years. So I'm done. I want to keep my promise." So Moshe said to him, "But Hashem doesn't want you to finish off your life." He's like, "That's it, I'm done." He said, "Listen, Dimitri, I'm your rabbi, right?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I have connections with the one above. What if I wrote you a letter, and I wrote it to God, and I told him that you are not accountable for what you do once you get dementia? Would you be okay with that? And he'll only judge you until now, and you'll keep your life and you won't end it?" Dimitri said, "If you do that for me, fine." And he sat down, he wrote a letter in Russian, "Dear God, Dimitri for 73 years can test about himself. He never once hurt another Jew. But now he has dementia. He should not be held accountable in Shamayim, in the heavens, for what he did. Please forgive him and do not hold him accountable." And he signed his name and he handed it to Dimitri, and Dimitri felt better. Last week, he got a call from Dimitri's kids that his father passed away, needs to come to Russia to bury him. And he went to Russia, and he asked the kids, "Did your father have a dying wish?" And they said, "Yeah, he did. It was very interesting, very strange. His dying wish was that in his left drawer of his dresser upstairs, he has a letter. He wants that letter to be in his right hand when he gets buried." And he buried him with that letter, so he could bring it to Hashem and the world of truth that he never hurt another Jew. And if he did after the dementia, he shouldn't be held accountable. And Moshe said, "Can you imagine? I learned the biggest lesson between myself and a fellow man from a completely unobservant Jew." Can you imagine he could testify that he never hurt another person? And his whole life he had 3 people that he might have hurt. Can you imagine the kindness and the caring? That's the Mishkan. Of course you need to do all the mitzvos. And of course you need to do everything Hashem wants you to do. But to be so sensitive, to be so giving, to be so caring, to make sure that you involve and include and have a light for everyone in the world. That's the cross being with the Mishkan. That's what the great leaders do. That's what Moshe said in last week's Pasha, "Erase me, because it's all about everyone else." If you're all about everyone else, and you love them, and you care about them, and you're sensitive to them, and you look to fulfill Hashem's mitzvahs, you will be a mishkan that will literally hold Hashem's presence in every way inside yourself.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org